All right, and welcome to Hattrick Sports Talk. We are recording this at now 8:41 p.m. on a Thursday. We will not have our normal show on Friday, in solidarity to the players, the coaches, and the leagues who have postponed games not only yesterday, but also Thursday and Friday. We wanted to have a conversation about that. I am joined, of course, as always, by Brandon. Say hi, man.
How's it going?
Shane unfortunately couldn't be with us tonight, but I'm sure he'll have the same sentiment as we do. We wanted to just have a quick discussion on everything, especially obviously everything that transpired on Wednesday with the Bucks deciding to postpone or not play the games yesterday. Brandon, first question: what was your immediate reaction to the Bucks deciding not to play yesterday afternoon?
I think the first thing I thought about is the fact that I was pretty certain something like that would happen. I was fairly certain that we were not going to have any basketball played yesterday after at the beginning of the day. Even on Tuesday, I believe there were rumors going on that the both the Toronto Raptors and the
Celtics.
Boston Celtics were both talking about boycotting their first game, the game one of the semifinals in the
Right.
East, I believe. Yeah,
Yes, and that was supposed to be tonight, actually. That was supposed to be
yeah,
today at like 3 o'clock
and
Pacific. Yes.
so I wasn't shocked when they decided. I will say I thought it was it made a lot more sense, and after they had made their statement post game, or I guess post what would have been their game once they left um,
Locker
their
room.
locker room, having talked with the Attorney General of Wisconsin. Um, their statement, they said that they had no intention not to finish playing out their games in the bubble. As they said they planned on continuing to play, and yeah, I mean, personally for me, I think it's it's something that is a move that's appropriate. But I also think that it's also appropriate for them to decide, as they have decided, that it's appropriate for them to finish out their time in the bubble.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
It was a really emotional day, I think, for everyone in the sports world. Definitely was for me. Thinking back the day before, Doc Rivers after the Clippers game with his really emotional and amazing speech, not only just about Jacob Blake, uh, but everyone who has died at the hands of police brutality, and that I think also set into motion just what everyone was thinking at that time in the bubble, and this is something to be reminded of as well when you're looking at the bubble itself, that you look even at the court. Black Lives Matter is on the court, and you see that every time they go up and down the floor. You see guys like Donovan Mitchell have say her name on the back, of course, referencing Breonna Taylor. Um, this was at the players' forefront for coming back in the bubble, and as you said, it was an appropriate action. But it was a day, I think, where we all kind of learned like there's stuff that are more important than sports, and certainly this conversation that we're having is much more important, especially at this time.
Yeah. Um, and so basically, even though we say there are things that are more important than sports, we also recognize that sports have their place, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they you also have to have the recognition that, I mean, sports is a very important part
Mm-hmm.
of the of what makes up our country, but also, as we've learned, um, when you take away something that you love, it gives you the ability to kind of look at what is it brings certain things out into the open. So
Mm-hmm.
we will not be doing our show on Friday. The
Today.
show will not be there on Friday. However, we will be doing our normal show probably slightly abridged on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because there is just in general less stuff to talk about this week.
Yes.
Um,
We will have a fantasy draft, so you
yeah,
will see probably a good portion of our guys in our league. That's including, of course, Cole, who's been another piece of us, Shane, you as well. So we're going to be doing that.
yeah,
Um, Tomorrow, we're going to be doing that on Saturday. This will probably be up Friday morning, so you'll be hearing this around Friday morning. But just to finish it off, I think the major thing um, is that with everything that's gone on, these past few days have given us perspective and thinking of what we can do to move forward. Obviously, this is only the first step. We have a lot more steps to go, but it's an amazing way to honor those who have died and in the worst circumstances and look to produce change. And sports, I think, is an amazing platform, and we've seen it all year long how it can be an amazing platform to talk about these
yeah.
issues in a very important way. And the last 2 days
And
have shown that.
I would just say just before we and I'd say I think what I think you would agree with this, Robert, but I think one of the reasons that we were um, wanted to do to take the day off other than to stand with the players is that also to recognize how uh, our ability to do our show comes directly from the entertainment and play that these African American athletes
Yes.
do. I mean, our show has been literally carried by the NBA for the last 3 months, more than that.
Yeah.
And our
And the
and coming,
NFL as well.
I mean, yeah, into September. I mean, our coverage will be carried by NFL, NCAA, whatnot. So I mean,
Yeah.
most of the year it's black athletes that we cover. So I mean, I believe it's appropriate for us to give the respect for the cup. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And so that is our main message. Is we stand in solidarity with the players. We're with all of you. We're standing with all of you, arm in arm for change. And we're hoping that this can also give all of you that sense of what we can all do to create positive change
yeah.
as the players, coaches, leagues, and
And
teams have.
this statement is also uh, thirded by our fellow co-host Shane Hansen,
100%.
as we said at the beginning. So
Yeah. So have a great rest of your afternoon. This will most likely be up Friday morning. We hope that you guys use even our comment sections to have open and honest discussions on ways that we can create change. We want this particular clip as well to give a positive focus on how we can do more in this world, especially during this difficult time. So thank you once again, Brandon, and have a great rest of your day, everyone.